Time for business, and who better than Kate Moody? The US-China trade war is finally winding down with a long-awaited deal signed in Washington. Kate.
Righting the wrongs of the past, Mark. That's according to President Donald Trump. He gave a long and fairly self-congratulatory introduction to a deal that marks a truce in the trade war, which has seen the world's two largest economies impose tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of each other's goods. Many of the existing tariffs will remain in place, as Sam Bradpeace reports.
It is a deal that will reduce the trade tensions which have slowed down global growth, hurt American manufacturers and weighed heavily on the Chinese economy. Donald Trump marked the signing in a typically triumphant style.
This is an unbelievable deal for the United States, and ultimately it's a great deal for both countries, and it's going to also lead to even a more stable peace throughout the world.
A sentiment echoed by the Chinese vice premier.
It's good for China, for the US and the world. It's a mutually beneficial and win-win agreement.
The US government began a trade war with China in July 2018, imposing huge tariffs on Chinese imports. But phase one of this deal paves the way for increased trade. It will see China dramatically increase its purchase of American goods and services by $200 billion over the next 2 years. It also sees the US drop plans for new tariffs and cut existing ones in half. The agreement includes provisions that will make it easier for US companies to do business in China and has seen China commit to better protecting intellectual property, avoiding forced tech transfer, and refraining from currency manipulation. The 86-page agreement does not, however, address the issue of Chinese state subsidies, a policy that the US administration considers unfair economic practice and used as justification for starting the trade war in the first place. The elimination of these subsidies may be a key US objective in phase two of the negotiations, which are not expected to conclude until after the US presidential elections in November this year.
So, is it really a victory for the Trump administration? I asked Mickey Levy, chief economist for US and Asia at Berenberg in New York. Take a listen.
Apparently, and according to the China news agency last month, the agreement will go way beyond trade and tariffs and include issues on intellectual property, foreign investment and foreign companies doing business in China. So it is set up to be rather sweeping, and this doesn't just come out of the blue. Every U.S. administration since the Clinton administration in the 1990s have been trying to achieve some breakthrough on China on issues of trade and intellectual property, and those have not come to fruition.
Let's check in on the day's trading action now. Wall Street hit record highs across the board, although some stocks pared back a bit by the close. The Dow Jones did close above the 29,000 mark for the first time ever. Shares of the retailer Target dropped 7% on disappointing holiday sales data, while Bank of America shares were down nearly 2% as its fourth quarter profits dipped slightly. Earlier, we saw a mixed close for the major European indices. The CAC 40 and DAX each below the flat line. Germany reporting its weakest pace of economic growth since 2013. London-listed Tullow Oil continued its fall, down a further 16% this Wednesday. Amazon has announced a $1 billion investment in India to help small and medium-sized businesses sell and operate online. CEO Jeff Bezos said this would be the Indian century as he began a 3-day visit. But as you can see there, retailers organized demonstrations in some 300 cities to express their opposition to the behemoth's growing influence. Earlier this week, India's Competition Commission opened an investigation into Amazon and the Walmart-owned Flipkart. They're accused of breaking the law, promoting preferred sellers, and offering steep online discounts that undercut traditional traders. Take a listen.
The goal of Amazon and Flipkart is to bring crony capitalism in retail trade, monopolize it, dominate it, control it, so that they just want to wipe out the competition, and later on they can dictate their own terms.
Never-ending, it seems, struggle for Amazon to implant itself and take over the whole world, Mark.
Kate, thank you very much indeed. Kate Moody, who's already taken over the whole world. That's what we've just accepted, you know. Thank you.